The road had disappeared. What was once a clear highway was now swallowed by endless white, the snowfall thick and relentless, blurring the line between earth and sky. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel, heart pounding as the car struggled forward. "I think we should stop," she said softly. I glanced at her. Sarah's mom, Mrs. Khan. Elegant, composed, but right now, even she looked uneasy. "We can't just stop here," I replied. "We're in the middle of nowhere." The wind howled louder, shaking the car. "We might not have a choice," she whispered. A few seconds later, the engine sputtered, then died. Silence. Only the storm remained. We sat there for a moment, the weight of reality sinking in. "No signal?" she asked. I checked my phone. Nothing. She leaned back, exhaling slowly. Perfect. I tried to stay calm. There might be a cabin or something nearby. We just need to walk a bit. She looked at me, really looked at me this time. "You're serious?" "We can't stay in the car all night. It'll freeze." There was hesitation, then a quiet nod. "Okay, let's go." The cold hit us instantly. It wasn't just cold, it cut. Each breath burned, each step felt heavier than the last. Snow crunched beneath our boots as we moved blindly through the storm. After what felt like forever, a faint shape appeared ahead. A cabin, dim, old, but standing. "Please be unlocked," I muttered. We rushed toward it, hands shaking as I pushed the door. It creaked open. Inside, darkness, dust, but shelter. We were safe. For now. I managed to get a small fire going with leftover wood. The warmth spread slowly, and for the first time since the storm began, we could breathe. She sat across from me, wrapping her arms around herself. "Thank you," she said quietly. "For what?" "For not panicking." I smiled slightly. I was panicking, just internally. She laughed softly, the tension breaking for a moment. Then silence returned. Minutes passed. The fire crackled. Outside, the storm raged. Inside, something shifted. She moved closer to the fire, closer to me. "You remind me of someone," she said suddenly. "Who?" She looked into the flames. "My husband, when he was younger." I didn't know what to say. "I miss who he used to be," she added quietly. There was something in her voice, loneliness, something deeper. I felt it. "You shouldn't be out here with me," she said after a pause. I frowned. "What does that mean?" She looked at me now, directly. "You're my daughter's boyfriend." The words hung in the air. "I know," I said slowly. "And yet," she whispered. The fire flickered between us. Neither of us moved, but everything had changed. Hours passed. We talked. About life, regrets, choices. About Sarah. About everything we never expected to say. The storm outside grew quieter, but inside, the tension only grew stronger. At some point, she stood up, walked closer. Too close. "I shouldn't do this," she said. But she didn't step back, neither did I. And then, it happened. Not rushed, not planned. Just a moment where everything blurred. The storm, the cold, the rules. And we crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. Later, as the fire dimmed, she sat beside me, silent. Then she spoke, her voice barely above a whisper. "Don't tell my daughter about tonight." I closed my eyes, because I knew nothing would ever be the same again. The storm was gone, but the weight of what happened remained. Morning light slipped through the broken window, illuminating the cabin in a cold, unforgiving glow. I woke up slowly, reality hitting me all at once. Then I saw her, sitting by the window, quiet, distant, different. "You're awake," she said without turning. "Yeah." Silence. It was no longer comfortable. "We shouldn't talk about it," she said firmly. I sat up. "We have to talk about it." "No," she snapped, then softened. "No, we don't." I stared at her. That wasn't just nothing. She finally turned. Her eyes were heavy, conflicted. "It has to be nothing." A knock on the door interrupted us. Rescue. We were saved, or maybe exposed. The drive back was silent. No words, no eye contact, just distance. When we reached home, Sarah ran toward us. "Oh my God, are you guys okay?" She hugged her mom first, then me. "I was so worried." I forced a smile. "We're fine." Her mom nodded. "Just a rough night." Sarah looked between us. "You guys are acting weird." "No, we're not," her mom said quickly. I stayed quiet, because if I spoke, everything would fall apart. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in my mind. "Don't tell my daughter." But how could I not? Sarah deserved the truth, didn't she? The next day, her mom called me. "Meet me, we need to talk." When I saw her again, it felt different, more dangerous, more real. "What happened can't happen again," she said. "But you don't regret it," I replied. She hesitated. That was my answer. "This will destroy everything," she whispered. "Then why does it feel like it already has?" I said. She stepped closer. Just like before. That same moment. That same pull. "We stop now," she said. But her voice didn't sound convincing. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. The storm wasn't the problem. What started that night was far from over.